Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Castlevania Lord of Shadows Mirror of Fate HD. Now, it's been a little bit of time, but I think I remember what we just unlocked were some claws that are going to allow us to climb certain walls. I suppose they are the walls with these glowing lines. We just got the claws, frankly, by defeating the boss. So it's a slight grip and then press A to wall jump back and forth. I was saying I would have liked to have seen a movability ability unlock. So that is now available to us, but frankly I think we're going to use it so rarely that it won't matter. And I guess we will be fighting more Reavers in the game. Clock room. Now, if this was a regular Castlevania game, I'd almost assume that the clock room is going to end up giving us some ability to travel through time. But I kind of heavily suspect in this case that's not the case. And we're gonna have to come from a higher angle, it seems. Like, this would be the kind of room that you start changing how the castle is aligned. You flip it upside down, you move time one way or the other. In this case, this may be just a stupidly simple puzzle that we have to do. Okay. And I cannot go through the bars that are at the top here. So we still don't have the passive ability to move through those. And might as well refill everything right now because that boss fight did take a lot of time out of me. A lot of energy out of me. So there's 6 platforms. They seem to go kind of in a clockwise motion. So I don't know what this is gonna have us do. I was not expecting of having the fight. Now he's full werewolf. Discover the wolf form, activate it with right bump to inflict more damage to enemies with your attacks. You can also use wolf form to open certain doors. Okay, so you're a vampire who can turn into a werewolf. Does that make any sense to anybody? On top of that, this means we basically... Which room are we in? The clock room? There's 3 collectibles in here. We're basically not getting a shield ability. Instead, we're going to have to use our ghosting ability to regain health more often. And when you read these, you're gonna just automatically transform out of wolf form because they didn't bother to animate that. The electricity traps that protect the clock are just too fast for me. If only I could stop time, then I would be able to climb to the top without hindrance. Simple really, but mastery of time is a fool's hope in this dark and evil domain. Interesting that it switched me back to wolf form, and then it undid the transformation. So there are considerably small amounts of animations in the wolf form. And we really did nothing there. That certainly felt like something that we should have done a lot more work on. but we're not doing that. And yes, wolf form only goes so far. And now we're fighting books, which are kind of the one thing we needed to probably save the wolf form for. Right. So I got a little bit of health back with the dash, but this is certainly not treating me well. Like that, I shouldn't have just died there. That was more difficult than it should have been. Seems like 2 ammunitions. It's probably not helpful to... It's probably very not helpful to put one of the enemies in a stunned state if you're not going to succeed at actually yeah, if you're not gonna do this kill move, the stun state probably doesn't help anything. I feel very awkward here. Like, it definitely feels like we're not doing damage when we try to regain health through that dash. It definitely feels like that was really difficult fight, and that I should have been playing on easy this whole time, but we're well past the halfway point from what I can gather. So blind jump, or go this way. Blind jump. Oh, and the elevator just automatically moves for us. Yeah, I was wondering how that was gonna be corrected. Meanwhile, there is a way to climb up there. Do you jump higher on the wolf? No. Do you jump higher in the mist form? No. So I think all I can do is really go forward. Let's regain some health. We might be in the final throes of... Is there something over there? That looked like that was a secret passage. Another... Another easy way to die, obviously. We can, I guess, refill our ammunition this way. And we can, oops, hit the wrong button and read this. Amongst the other puppets, I have discovered that there's the one is different from the rest. If it looks like a young boy around 8 years old who spends his day playing hide and seek, like my dearly departed son Edward. It gestures reminded me a lot of him. Even whistled his favorite songs. Edward, is that you? So are these puppets the trap souls of potential humans? Or was that person just going crazy? Right. Well, actually was not a significant amount of damage to even get hit by the lightning. I could just dash like that. But at this point, this is where I'm gonna have to jump back and forth. So something like this, and then that, and then that, and then that, and just hope that that's good enough. But I've taken so much damage here that if I'm not extremely careful, I'm gonna die. Right, and that only goes that far. And that increased our magic when we really would have benefited with it increasing our health. Is there more things this way? I think there is. So we should open this first before we start. That seemed pretty simplistic. But all of the game is really just turning into that. Just really, really simplistic sections with perhaps a brief moment of difficulty. Let's just jump through all of that. Oh, come on. Where's that gonna checkpoint me, I wonder? Well, back here. That's not terrible. The danger in something like this would just be getting really, really cocky with it and that leading to mistakes being made. Right. And mistakes were definitely made there, but I don't think I'm gonna be too overtly punished for it. Now when I'm in ghost form, I guess it changes back to my normal form also, so they didn't animate any of them. I've studied the puppet manufacturing process carefully. First they cut the wood, then they polish them, connecting them together with iron nails. Then they add a coat of paint and assemble the blades. Finally, a human soul is introduced and a spell cast upon them. Magical strings control their will, and then the procedure is complete. Okay. So here's the question. Do I want to go all the way down here? Because there may be no way back up, or it might be an extremely difficult way back up for that final collectible. Or do I want to wait on that? I think I want to wait on that because I think we'll probably end up coming back through this whole setting a second time later on. Oh. Seriously, game. So now it's just dying for no reason. Yeah, let's just do this. So is that just a fast travel section? For no reason? I'm just gonna jump down here and see if that respawns me at a higher checkpoint. Nope. Apparently I triggered a checkpoint. So we're gonna have to do all of this again. This is irritating. This is not fun. This is not challenging. I don't feel like doing this on the DS would have been a better experience by any means. It probably would have been a lot worse. And while I may be getting the occasional extra bit of ammunition, that's hardly a real concern. And these kind of timing jumps don't work when you end up having to do them multiple times. So I'm just gonna... Oh, seriously. Wonky controls. Super wonky controls. Seriously? Oh my goodness. I'm not even dying to enemies. I'm just dying to stupid jump puzzles. And what in the world is that about? Like, seriously, why am I getting reset back here? That doesn't feel fair. I feel like maybe I've died so many times the game thinks it's doing me a favor by checkpointing me further back, when in actuality it's doing the exact opposite. Let's just get out of this horrible place. Oh my goodness, I made the same mistake again. Alright. So there's a swing point that I have to reach. It's way over there. So that's what I had to do, and then shatter through the glass to another area, and that animation looks horrible. I feel like I've basically spent 30 minutes just dealing with getting through that puzzle more than anything else. Let's go ahead and take this. Try to refill. I don't think I can get through this. So there must be some kind of elevator-like thing. You can get through here. I can jump through here. And I can dash through that. Feels like there's a collectible down here. More health being increased is nice, although very arguably very mediocre amount of health I just collected also. Alright. So this is gonna be insane. I'm gonna have to do this and then do that. And that wasn't good enough. Let's just take a break and read this. The abominable corpses that are preserved inside the tanks of the formalin seem to be the product of a cross between werewolves, vampires, and humans in different states of gestation. What diabolic experiments were they doing in this place? It's true what they say. Frankenstein's mark is upon this place forever. Frankenstein. Which, I don't know at what time period the Castlevania series is supposed to be in. Because that seems odd. I guess it is also fair to say that at least in the Netflix Castlevania series there is no mention of werewolves. I don't know if that means anything, or if the werewolves will just conveniently show up later. So this is a fast travel section that we'll come back to. How many collectibles are in this area, by the way? 2 more? So we've unlocked a time freezing ability, which means we have to go all the way back to the clock. You've obtained a stopwatch. Press B to use it to slow down enemies and traps. Press and hold B to increase the effect. Remember, you can cycle through your secondary weapons with right stick. Okay. So we didn't look at this ability. And there's really only one more active ability. And we're slowly getting experience, but we're still, I think, at level 12. And all of these have now just been updated with different information about what the stopwatch would do. I'm not really sure how the stopwatch would be used in battle, frankly. It seems like you'd more than likely just slow down their movements. Okay. So I can get that far. But unless I'm supposed to jump up here. Yeah, this seems like you really are going to have to do a really fast move that the game is not tightly controlling on the Xbox 360 control pad. Maybe on mouse and keyboard. That is always a question, I suppose, that I have to ask myself, is maybe this just has terrible controller support, and if I was playing with a mouse and keyboard, it wouldn't be as big of a deal, and you could do what I think I'm supposed to do there. Let's look around and ignore that. Alright. So, hold throw. What does that do? Still kills you if you step on these laser things. So That really didn't feel like that did anything to them, because the books probably were pre-programmed to start shielding that enemy before I could even do anything, and even though I had frozen time and stopped the animation from happening, it seems kind of obvious that I wasn't actually doing any damage. I guess I can throw time this way. I can do a little bit of that. I guess I can do a little bit of this. So I think I am hitting them slightly harder in werewolf form when I did that. But yeah, it seems like there's no more simple and easy way to do this. I assume they want me to do this and go this way and not end up in the nightmare scenario. So you fall here, and yeah, this definitely seems like the... Do I even have to fight these guys, or is this redundant fighting? It's kind of hard to even tell. Is there a shield over here? Not really. Alright. So let's not grind, and I still feel very much like I'm going to have... That might be a Castlevania character reference in the background, I don't know. That might be Dr. Frankenstein or somebody else. And that the rest of that area may not even be something we have to deal with at all. Why is that door locked? That seems odd. I mean, might as well have that door stay open. And here's a convenient place to refill your time and your energy. And so, alright. Oh, seriously? Oh. Well, it's not very helpful, frankly, if the animation and the entirety of the game is going to be incredibly wonky while you're doing it, and it feels like the game is slowing down because of a simple animation here. Is there a specific point where maybe I would want the clock to line up? Well, one's going backwards and one's going forwards. Seems like you probably could get it to line up at like midnight, but right at midnight doesn't seem to be any different than any other point. Yeah, this rail. I'm wondering if this whole rail system is just a reference to another Castlevania game and we're not going to do anything with it at all. So this powering up our whip to a 3rd level so it does more damage. That would be nice, but I imagine it's not very good. And I can see the graphics are glitching. It's like a mag rail. Your combat cross has been upgraded. You can now use the magnetic rail system. Seriously? Like, I know Castlevania is one of the two establishers of the Metroidvania games. I get that, but there's a level of ridiculousness to be able to use that. You would, like it is, something else should have been invented, not something magnetic. So right trigger, and then left and right. And so if they want me to go that way, let's go this way first. And you know what's funny is I've kind of forgotten about the dashing through the doorway stuff because we barely used that. We've gotten all the collectibles, and these arrows don't mean anything. And you're almost guaranteed that these magnetic rail systems are only going to exist in a few small areas, and then they're going to disappear again. Because it would be kind of silly to have a game, and you can't attack or do anything while you're in this system, by the way. Yeah, it would be really silly to have levels further than this point that were difficult to transverse, but now have become like more easy to transverse, but you never transverse them the first time. So let's see, we need to wrap up too. The dismount on this is also awkward, to say the least. So I guess we're in a new area? No, we're in a different section of the same area, which that's not something we've seen before either. And we still have a decent number of enemies, so I feel like maybe some of those enemies are gonna unlock bestiaries when we do like a boss rush mode. Anyways, it's been 30 minutes. We spent a significant amount of that 30 minutes dying in platforming electric puzzles. I suspect we won't ever see another room like that, or have a reason to ever be in that room again. So that's just more weirdness. This feels like it's just the leftover bits, something that would have been added as DLC to another Castlevania game. Or frankly, this is only slightly longer than maybe a free game that you would have given out to promote the Lord of Shadows original game. But no, I imagine this is just Konami not funding and not caring about their product, and I think the developer certainly has a lot to be blamed for in that too, because certainly they took the job, they did the bad job, and they didn't over deliver on an under budget, which is weird, certainly. Let's leave it at that. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.